Happy New Year, first Smackdown of the year, and we got a return, but I don't think it was quite who everyone was expecting or we were told it was. We're going to get into it in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your Smackdown review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about Smackdown. It was a decent show for the first show of the year. I was expecting more. I was expecting better, just because SmackDown has been the better main roster show in quite a long time, to be honest. So I thought, being the first show of the new year, they'll bring out all the bells and whistles. It wasn't quite like that. But like I say, we did get a return. Someone that we wasn't expecting. That was Sonya Deville. And to be honest, it was a bit flat. It was good to see her, of course. She was walking backstage and everyone was turning around and looking at her. Obviously, I think she left at SummerSlam in an I Quit match. So she's been reinstated into WWE, into SmackDown roster. But yeah, it was good to see Sonya Deville back. I personally think they maybe should have just kept this for the Rumble. All these returns in January. That's what I said with Seth Rollins, who was supposed to be the person that was coming back this week. We don't know why he didn't, why it wasn't scripted in, but just save these for the Rumble, because these are big moments that you can pull out at the Rumble, So yeah, she's back. I like to hear what you guys think she should be doing now that she's returned. Where should she fit into the landscape of things? Put it down below in the comments. But it was great to see Sonya Deville return after this ordeal. She's kind of been building herself back from recovering from that happened to her quite a few months ago. SmackDown. So yeah, like I said, we're going to get right into it right here. And if you didn't know, right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the SmackDown review. And the show started with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Jey Uso coming out to the ring. And Roman Reigns said, I'm the face of this company. I wish you guys a happy new year. Eden Brown, what's up, bro? Hope you're well. Happy new year. Yeah, Roman Reigns wishing everyone, like I just did to Eden Brown, a happy new year. And he's saying, look, I don't know why everyone is kind of booing against me, etc., etc. Paul Heyman, you're one of the best guys in the business. I'm the champion. Jey Uso, I've elevated you to a main event player. Kevin Owens came out and kind of came to disrupt everything that was being said by Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns was like, guy, we've dealt with you. We've washed you up. You're done out here. Go focus on something else. I gave you a payday. I hope you treated your family well at Christmas, etc., etc. You're done out here. I don't want nothing to do with you. Kevin Owens replied saying, look, I don't want nothing to do with you either, but I want a match. I'll take Jey Uso then. So Kevin Owens kind of stormed backstage looking for Adam Pearce to try and make this match happen. Adam Pearce was basically on some... I can't make this match. You know what Roman and Paul Heyman and all of these guys are going to say if I make this match try to happen. And Kevin Owens, pulled on the heartstrings a bit, saying, I used to work for you and all of this kind of stuff. This isn't Adam Pearce, I know. It worked. Adam Pearce granted the match. So later on in the night, we were going to get Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. And we saw backstage segments of Roman Reigns quite annoyed that, someone had gone against him. Who made this match? Paul Heyman, go and find out, etc., etc. So maybe that kind of shows up on the show next week as to the kind of how annoyed Roman Reigns is. But yeah, it was a decent little opening segment. Roman is sick. Yeah, Roman is proper right now, man. He is on fire. Alex Harrison, happy new year, bro. Thanks for joining us as well. So let's get back to SmackDown. And the show started in terms of the first bit of action on the show. We had Big E coming out against Baron Corbin. This wasn't an Intercontinental Championship match. Big E looked very good in a lot of areas. Baron Corbin, it was pretty good to see him. I'm not one of the Baron haters. I don't mind Baron Corbin at all. it was good to see Baron Corbin. Hasn't been on TV in a match and, you know, in quite a bit, and he's a decent wrestler. Sami Zayn was on commentary, and Sami Zayn was obviously still quite bitter. He's lost his Intercontinental Championship to Big E. Big E looked to be putting away Baron Corbin, hit him with the big ending, and all of a sudden, as he was getting the pin, Sami Zayn ran into the ring, broke up the pin. As Big E was attacking Sami Zayn for, you know, interfering in the match. What are they called? The Knights of Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, that's been running with Baron Corbin. They basically came into the ring and came and beat up Big E with Sami Zayn as well. Apollo Crews ran out to make the save. So Apollo Crews helped Big E, and he was really explosive with how he came in to help Big E. And then obviously it was granted that we're going to have a tag match, Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn versus Apollo Crews and Big E. And this was a pretty decent match. Great to see Apollo being used. You know, we've seen him a bit backstage of Big E and stuff like that on Big E's road to becoming Intercontinental Champion. And now we see him in the ring again on SmackDown. Probably one of the first times he's been in the ring on SmackDown since he got drafted over to the show, which isn't great, but great to see him right now. And, you know, eventually in this match, Baron Corbin didn't like taking orders from Sami Zayn. Him and his cronies left the ring, left Sami Zayn in the ring. We got a hot tag from Big E to Apollo Crews, and Apollo Crews was again absolutely explosive. Hit him with that spinning like sit down powerbomb move that he does and got the pin. So Apollo and Intercontinental Champion Big E walk out with the win here. Backstage, you see Big E and Apollo kind of celebrating their win. Big E thanking Apollo for coming to his rescue, so to speak. And we see Kayla Braxton get involved and, you know, ask Big E about that scenario in particular. Big E also goes on to say that, you know, he's going to be a fighting champion, and next week he's going to have an Intercontinental Open Challenge. And Apollo Crews kind of stops him in his tracks right there and says, well, consider me your competitor. You know, let's be honest, you wouldn't be Intercontinental Champion if it wasn't for me. Last week, I, you know, caught Sami Zayn in the lumberjack match and pulled him back to the ring. Obviously, I've helped you again tonight. Yeah, he runs his mouth a bit. They both laugh it off. But next week should be a really good match, Apollo Crews and Big E. It's not the kind of feud I wanted for Big E within this run of his. I really think Big E needs some big feuds to set this championship reign alight. But Apollo Crews is someone that can give him a good match. He'll probably beat, and then we can move on to some other ones. Like I said, I've got my eye on Seth Rollins, maybe Daniel Bryan as well. Jey Uso, you know, just some big names as well that, you know, that can give him good matches. He can get some wins over that can just really make this feud this reign mean something. So yeah, that's what we're going to get next week. I believe Apollo Crews versus Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. Next up on the show, we had the Riott Squad versus, Billie Kay came out. She was supposed to be in this match, and I guess she was trying to introduce her partner was Tamina, and then Natalya came out. So it was actually Natalya and Tamina versus the Riott Squad. Billie Kay was at ringside. At first, she was like supporting Tamina and Natalya, like doing a manager on the outside, and then she like left their side of the ring, went round to the Riott Squad side of the ring, and was like coaching them. So yeah, Billie Kay maybe trying to show her managerial qualities, maybe to add to the resume. Who knows? In terms of in-ring action, this was pretty fast-paced. It was pretty good. I think Liv Morgan had a really good showing. A lot of strikes on Tamina, which was pretty impressive. We don't really see that from Liv Morgan often. And in the end, I'm trying to remember who got the pin. I believe Tamina was pinned. Yeah, Tamina was rolled up by Liv Morgan. So Riott Squad get a little win here, which was pretty good, pretty decent for them. They need to be considered, you know, they are like probably the only real tag team in this women's tag team division. And they're doing decent work and need to be considered in the main picture, in my opinion. So, yeah, need to see them kind of be spotlighted a bit more. But where are we going with Billie Kay? She's hilarious. We love seeing her on TV, but yeah, not too sure where this is all going with Billie Kay. Guys, before we get on, we got another women's tag match coming up. Before we get onto it, if you are watching live, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, please make sure you have smashed that like button. Give us a like. It's thoroughly appreciated right here at WrestleManiac UK, and it does loads for the channel. So I thoroughly appreciate it every time you guys hit the like button. Thank you very much. Next up on the show, we get this partnership again that we've all been loving on the socials. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair taking on Bayley and Carmella. Bayley and Carmella screwed Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair out of the tag team championships. The women's tag team championships last week. I don't think they were ever really going to win it, but yeah, they interfered. So I guess that's what the premise of this match was built on. Just seen Alex Harrison's comment here. Riott Squad was a better faction than a tag team. I agree. I don't think, you know, they should have split them up in the first place. You know, Sarah Logan is having a kid right now anyway, so wish her all the best. But yeah, definitely should be taken seriously in this division. Back to this match. You know, all the women involved, really good match. There's nothing to say here that we haven't seen before. Bianca Belair continued to grow her star here. Carmella looking very good as well. Bayley taking a bit of a backseat kind of role. I think, you know, I've got a video coming out soon about predictions for Royal Rumble winners. Bayley, I'll give you a spoiler now, is my top women's pick. I think they're just kind of calling her off so that it's a bit of a surprise when she wins, if you see what I mean. But yeah, this match was really good. Again, we saw involvement from the sommelier, Reginald, here. And Reginald was just kind of distracting. Sasha Banks showed great feats of athleticism, but yeah, he wasn't really distracting her as he had planned. Sasha Banks was still kind of in the ascendancy with Carmella in the ring until Carmella hit her with the X Factor and got the pin. So Carmella has now pinned the women's champion, Sasha Banks. I guess that's her pin within their little feud. I don't know if they're going to get another title match out of that. I don't know if anyone particularly wants to see that. I wouldn't mind if it's on SmackDown, but maybe not the Royal Rumble feud. But what is Sasha's Royal Rumble feud going to be? You know, guys, put down below in the comments anyone that you would like to see her take on. I know most people will probably say Bianca Belair. I think it's a tad bit early for that. But yeah, that was a good match where Bayley and Carmella came out on top. I'm just going to slide in right here. We saw a segment of Street Profits in the ring. Street Profits were doing like a happy New Year celebration sort of thing. And you know what? The minute they came out, I said, this segment's not going to be good. This segment's not going to be good. So Montez Ford was mainly carrying it. And he was saying, you know, what he predicted was going to be the highest selling merch of 2021. And that was the I Was the Intercontinental Championship shirt, which they gave to Sami Zayn last week, I believe. They also predicted that Dolph Ziggler, after always copying Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, will now be called the Heartache Kid. Yeah. Let me know down below in the comments what you lot thought of this segment, but I just thought this was just nonsense. In the end, happily for once, Dolph Ziggler, Roode came out. They attacked these guys in the ring, laid them out, and pretty vicious attack, particularly on Montez Ford, wrapping him around the ring post, hitting him with a chair on his leg. So it'll be interesting to see where these guys go from here. I think Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode probably at the next opportunity probably have to win the tag team championships now, just so they are taken seriously. But yeah, this segment, in my opinion, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Alex Harrison, I think they need another lower tier women's title. Maybe like a mid card. I see what you mean. Maybe. And you said Sasha versus Shayna Baszler. Well, they're on different shows, so that may be a bit difficult. But I think that's the match I would like to see, to be honest, now that you've mentioned it. Anyway, moving on. Daniel Bryan and Otis versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. next tag match on the card. This is Daniel Bryan still on his road to preparing to win the Royal Rumble, like he said. Fun match. All guys involved are pretty decent. Delivered a solid tag team match. Every time I just see Cesaro and Shinsuke, I'm just thinking, man, what are these guys doing? But they work well together, so I'll give them that. And this was back and forth. The face team were in the ascendancy for a bit, then the heel team were. In the end, I think Shinsuke Nakamura went for did he go for a pin on Daniel Bryan, which Daniel Bryan reversed into the label lock, and then Shinsuke Nakamura tapped out. So Daniel Bryan and Otis got the win here. And of course, they were assisted at ringside by Chad Gable, Alpha Academy, and all of that. So, Daniel Bryan. Is Daniel Bryan a serious contender to win the Royal Rumble? What do you guys think? I don't think so. I think that he might have an Iron Man spot in the Royal Rumble, do a lot and then lose. I just don't think there's any benefit in him winning the Royal Rumble unless he goes all the way to Mania with Roman Reigns for the title and loses, because I don't think Roman Reigns should lose to Daniel Bryan unless they want to give Daniel Bryan one last run with the championship. Who knows? But it's not what I would do personally. Last but not least, in the main event, Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. Obviously, Jey Uso has been interrupting every Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match for the last couple of weeks. So this was Kevin Owens trying to get his revenge. One thing I would say is this match was very good. Kevin Owens had a lot of pent-up frustration, which he was letting out. This match ended abruptly, hella abruptly. And the way it ended, I just thought, okay, something else is going to happen here, because it just out of nowhere. I think, how I was watching it, it came back from a commercial break. I think Kevin Owens hit a stunner and it was done. Kevin Owens then continued after this match, beating down Jey Uso, took Corey Graves' headset with a mic, spoke into the headset saying, Roman Reigns, I think he said, Roman Reigns, come and help your cousin, you bitch, or something like that. Kept beating up Jey Uso. Went under the ring, got out handcuffs, same handcuffs that Jey Uso used on Kevin Owens last week. He handcuffed Jey Uso to the top rope and began to, continuously beat him up, super kicked him. Jey Uso couldn't escape, obviously. He then took the key from his knee pads, unhooked Jey Uso and walked him up the ramp. Jey Uso tried to escape into the Thunderdome, the seating area. And he was on a table. He was sprawled out over a table. Kevin Owens ascended into the Thunderdome amongst the screens and looked like he was gonna, do a frog splash from that area into the table where Jey Uso was lying. All of a sudden, Roman Reigns appears from behind the screens and starts beating up Kevin Owens. Jey Uso then mounts up there as well. So they're both taking out Kevin Owens' chairs and all sorts. Jey Uso's choking him with the handcuffs around his neck sort of thing, while Roman Reigns hits him with the chair. Very vicious attack. I was waiting for Roman Reigns to turn on Jey Uso and beat him up again for losing. Didn't happen, which is good. I've become uncomfortable watching Jey Uso get beaten up by Roman Reigns. I like them when Jay's helping Roman win and Roman's got his arm around him like my guy sort of thing. That never happened, thank God. They ascended higher and higher into the Thunderdome amongst the screens and stuff, where literally the beatdown was just continuing until all of a sudden Roman Reigns threw Kevin Owens off the Thunderdome, the platform amongst all of the screens, through the table that Kevin Owens intended to jump into anyway, where Jey Uso was lying, crashed and burned completely. And that was the show done. So impactful way to end the show. Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens beef looks like it's gonna continue. I don't know if it's gonna make it all the way to actual Royal Rumble for those two to have a match, but they're not done at all. But the show was done at this point. So guys, that was your SmackDown review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed Raw as well. Just looking at Alex Harrison's comment here. Big E is winning the Royal Rumble. What's this week? Where are we? Today's Saturday. So, or where I am, it's Saturday right now anyway. Wednesday, I think I'm going to release my Royal Rumble predictions videos. And yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think. Like I said, I've already given you one of them. I think Bayley is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble to face Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. But yeah, I'd definitely love to hear what you guys think. Big E is another name I considered adding, but he actually didn't make my list. So yeah, guys, let me know down below in the comments. We spoke about Sonya Deville returning. What did you think of her return? What would you like to see her do as well? Happy New Year, everybody. It's been a hard 2020, but looking forward to 2021. Make sure you've hit the like button as well, please. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, hit the like button. It does a lot for our channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.